Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday. I I had the scene switched earlier. I wanted to do my just because I had it in studio mode, so I was kind of like all in reverse. Gotta take it out of studio mode because it just kind of messes me up sometimes. Anyways, how are you today? I hope you're having a good Thursday. Mine's not too bad. Um, I was actually just kind of working on this page a little bit in between work and the stream just to kind of, I don't know. I was thinking about this earlier today, so I just kind of hooked up this little quick thing, this quick it's like a color mock-up of what I was doing there before. Um Let me try to relink this playlist again. You should check out Maker, dude. He's doing amazing things. I guess they just played one of his like the band was playing one of his pieces in the Golden Globes, I think, for the show that I think. Oh man, what's the name of his show? The show that he just did. He's done a bunch of like theme songs for shows and such, and he's always has his music on TV. But you should definitely check out the you should definitely check out the this playlist here. This is Maker on SoundCloud because that's what I'll be listening to today when I work. Let me lock it in on. Oh shit, there it is. I was trying to find my other Twitch window. I opened up a ton of new tabs since then. Holy shit. I should close them, close them, close them, close them, close them. Oh, I was looking up some plugins, some audio plugins for this mic. And maybe I could set up the Yeti that I have. Okay, let me pin this really quick. Alright, manually pin. There we go. And then I want to go to YouTube and pin it as well. Let's go there. I want to go to my channel. So I hope you're doing all right in this second run, second half of the week. I'm always out of it. I'm always like in another place. So let me see. Oh, there's my live. Okay. Can I pin? I want to pin the chat on it. There we go. Okay. I want to make sure that the desktop's not playing either because I don't want to get a huh. I guess it didn't pin that chat. Whatever. Oh no, there it is. Please pin this. But if you get a chance, at least go check out these playlists that I put up. You know, I mean, it may or may not be your thing. See, I'm not okay. Whatever's, whatever's. Anyways, um, so yeah, I did something really quick to to this page, and I think maybe tonight after stream, I may try to write the pages that are like in between. I have the end of this story down. I just need 4 pages to kind of close it up a bit, right? To pin it up. And so I'm still trying to figure that out. But I think for today what I want to do is jump back into this and we can finish it, color it, and um oh I thought of another character to put in here too. I think I know the Professor X character. Let me I thought about it and I keep forgetting to mark it down to do it, but let me open up a new tab. And so their mentor, their leader, like, you know, figure, what have you, is going to be a character. So this is kind of going to fit in with another idea that I had, and I think it like over time, like I might have one idea here, but then eventually they kind of start to work towards each other, and I can take these characters and then this setting and a couple of these characters or whatever, and then just kind of put them together, and it actually like it forms like our full idea, whereas before it's just like, oh, I might not know exactly where I want to go with an idea. I might have like some of the edges kind of there, but nothing important about the characters or such like filled out. And so I'm just trying to find where I put that folder because I think here it is. Here we go. So okay, I'll open this. So this was something I did 2007. It's probably, and it's even older than that, 'cause that's when I did this stuff. But I think these characters can go into it as well, right? Some of these are good guys, some of these bad guys. Skunk Mullet's obviously a bad guy. So the whole thing here was like this is like this was like an open mic place, and the host was MC Pear Apple Banana, and these are various performers. This is the owner of it who loves, he's the owner of the building, I'll say, and he loves the kids and whatever. And this is his son, Skunk Mullet, who he's just a hater. He wants to turn it into some kind of pit or whatever. See if I have a better. Here's like, man, this sketchbook's actually from '97. Yeah, this is like from maybe 1998. So I created him about then in '98, and then see what I have. Yeah, he's like, I hate rap. It's called the Rap Attack. And then this is the DJ. He's a grandfather clock, and this is the little MC. He's like on a chain around the clock. Um, so I think I can take these ideas. Hi, what's going on, Melanie? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Um, I was just going through these old characters that I think I'm gonna kind of. So yeah, this is the dad who owns. um Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back for a minute. Oops. Just thought of something, and I'm glad I checked because I had some work open from my day job, and I don't want any of that on stream. So that's why I'm kind of just like blanking out. Let me double check again because now I'm paranoid. I want to make sure nothing's open with these characters or any of that work. Something I usually take care of, which I closed all the stuff I was working on, but actually this was reference that was open up on a different screen. So glad I didn't accidentally click on that. Don't need to get in trouble. So, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do too. Here's what we'll do even here. I mean, we'll finish that, but I want to start bringing these other characters into this because now maybe we can do that next week, or maybe I can take a break on this, work on Gabby pages, and then come back and work on this stuff. But yeah, again, remember, check out the playlist, check out Maker's stuff. He's dope. Like he's amazing, and he's doing big things all the time, and that's amazing, and I love that. Oh, that's what I want. Um, and even like um, as a half of altered tapes, like with him and Nigel were putting out these remixes. I haven't heard one in a while, but dude, I like everywhere, like right before the shutdown, everywhere I was going in LA, like everybody's playing some fucking remix that Maker and True did. It was like, what the fuck? It's awesome. It was amazing because they didn't even know. They had no idea, and it's like, man, those dudes been dope forever. But I guess that's the thing about Chicago. It's like it's not very like braggadocious exactly. You know, it's more about like doing the work and then people find it later, like they do in LA here. They, finding out Chicago shit, but they find it out, So let me see if I can do this one here. No, let's wait. Yeah, I'm going to add alias. All right, let's do this for now. Oh man, I can make it bigger than that. Try it again. Let's go 600. Let's go like 30. Oh, please. Okay. There we go. This should be. There we go. That's a lot better. A lot more readable. These are all like vector graphics. I did them in Adobe Illustrator. So this was 2007. So this is like probably like almost 10 years after I created Pear Apple Banana. They just kind of sat around doing nothing for a while. He's just like a little gag in my notebook. And then I'm like, years later, I'm like, oh, he should be like the host, like an MC at a, like some kind of night, like an open mic rap or rap. Well, it's gonna be like rap battle. So I think it's gonna be part like, I think maybe what I'll do with this is like make it something. I'll call it Rampant, right? Rampant is Rampant is the band and Rampant is this kid. And maybe I don't know. They're all just like they work on some sort of level of this place because I want it like it's gonna be like a community center. So you're gonna have like there'll be games, but there'll also be like arts. So there'll be music space, there'll be art space. There's like a gallery in there too. It's kind of like a one stop. And I guess maybe in this day and age there'll be like places with green screens and whatnot where people can just kind of do things on their own. But it's kind of a creative space, right? And they have workshops, they have open mics, so there'll be like comedy, like maybe this guy does stand-up comedy, right? And then this guy's, maybe they do like a talent show or something every month. But it's like one of those spots. But I don't think it's kids though. Maybe it's maybe like young adults or like late teens. Like they'll be like 19, 20-year olds instead of like, you know, like 14, 15-year olds. So maybe like there's Gabby, but then they're probably like, a good 5 years older than she is. Except for maybe Rampant. Rampant's probably like 12. I don't know. Oh, I might have it on random. My bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like, oh no, I don't have it on shuffle. Huh. That's crazy. Yeah, because I don't have it on shuffle. Mine are playing. Right, let me see. Yep. Um, but like these dudes right here, Quell and Maker, like, when I met them, it wasn't in a situation like this, but it was the same kind of vibe. It's like we were always we were like meeting up at rap shows or DJ events, but then there was also the art events, and there was like dinners. Like sometimes there'd be dinners sponsored by like Scion or Red Bull or something. And so there was a ton of shit. Like there was some time when you know, those guys were DJing and a lot of my friends were like painting and showing art at this pop-up space. It was on Milwaukee Avenue and it was BK. His Burger King fucking put on this like dope ass little spot for like a month or two or something, and they built like a skate ramp inside of it, and they had like turntables in the back. It was good times, man. It was awesome, and I kind of miss those days when it's just like um I don't know. There's just always something to do. It seems, it seems to be just like less and less of that now, or it's just more of a kind of like an upscale thing. Like anytime everybody wants to do some kind of event, they got to go to like some club and it's like fucking sponsored by some like, douchey like alcohol, company that doesn't like really that's kind of like a like a elite brand, if you will. And some of the places too is like, what are they gonna do? Like have something like the W or whatnot. So I don't know, but I wanted to put these guys here before I forgot because I think I'll have to redesign them to kind of match these guys a bit more, but that'll be fun. I still think they need like a fifth group member here, so I'll find it. Uh-oh, Herman. I watched my bedding and I just like threw the couch bedding on the couch, right? I'm like they're gonna sit on it anyway, so they're just loving the like freshly washed sheets that are on the couch. It's keeping them civil for now, huh? That's so weird that it's not showing in the same order. Maybe because it was made by Spotify. I don't know. Huh, this is weird. I also have like a straight up like just all maker playlist as well. But I don't think it's complete. I think yeah, I got new stuff to put in there too. But this is all in different orders, so I'll just keep it here. It's a good sampling of it. Okay, so I'm gonna get to inking Big Blizz. Even maybe these characters too. Like these will be fun probably for shirts and stuff like that. But I might even take them just a little bit further. Do one more round on them a little later, and just maybe exaggerate them a little bit more to kind of be a little more cartoony like that. But this would all like take place in the Midwest, whereas Gabby is on the West Coast. Okay, there we go. Um, so yesterday, like we fixed the hands, which I like much better. I still think they can go a little bit. I know what this needs to. This needs to kind of come up a little bit more too, like or out. It's still on Rafa, right? Yeah, there we go. Also got to switch between like work brain and then like this stuff brain, like in terms of where everything's set up, because they have their system of doing. Every studio has their own priority, system with layers and naming files and all that stuff. Yeah, I just want to make it a little fatter. This little like pager looking joint. There we go. Well, I mean, as long as you check it out, I mean, even I like the whole thing. Like the playlists are there if people want to check out what I'm listening to, and if not, they want to listen to something else or nothing, then that's totally cool. If it were up to me, I would have it actually playing on the stream, but you know, there's just a whole lots of like ethical and rights issues that go along with it. So I'm just not gonna. I'd just rather just link it. Uh-oh. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Herman. He's just being noisy. He's trying to get discovered on stream is what he's doing. He's singing. He's hoping like some random like uh music executive will find it. And like, that's the voice we've been looking for. then they'll sign him to a multi-year contract, and he'll change. He'll be different. Be like, man, we used to be homies, Herman. You changed, man. Hollywood Herman. That's what they would call him. You okay, bud? And tomorrow, ramping on a t-shirt is the goal, right? So I'll probably have to do a little bit of tweaking on that, like either today or tomorrow. Yeah, you could put me onto some good shit too back in the day. Like, um, there was a few times like well, there was one time in particular when we were in St. Louis record shopping, and him and Midas Wells were like, dude, check out this fucking Bo Hansen. Dude, you need to buy it right now. And I bought the two Bo Hansen albums, and they were awesome. Wait, what are we doing here? Okay. Hmm. We gotta work something out here. There's a same with here too. See, you give it a day, and then you come back with fresh eyes, and you're like, wait a minute, something ain't working here. You want to do that, right? But then this has to, right? I think what this needs is just. I think this finger's just a little too smushed in there, so go in here, right? Yeah, maybe I won't work on the comics tonight. Maybe I'll just do rampant. Just make sure, like, you gotta fix these shoes a bit, and then maybe clean up the line a little more. He might actually need a more solid outline in the back because that might print funny on a shirt. So maybe I'll put like a thick border around him, make it look almost like a sticker. Hmm. Okay, the other thing that's wrong here. No, these fingers need to be like well under the thing, right? Like down here. Although that wouldn't work. Shit. Hmm. I think this dude was the last live music show that I've seen. Was Quell. Like Quell came out here like a year ago. Yeah, that was the day that my phone started melting down, and it still melts down. Like I'm trying to not get a new phone. Um, Especially since this one isn't that old even. It just started like burning up, and then Apple like it was obviously during like weird COVID times, and so like not all these places were open, and I don't know, they wanted me to pay like full price for a phone, and I didn't have a job at the time, so they were like I had to pay full price even though I had Apple Care and I had like the replacement plan to pay full price, and then I would have to send my phone in first, and then they would mail me the phone. And it's like, and this was Apple. It was like, what? Like, dude, your phone is burning up. I can't get it to the store. Like, fucking just, do the return envelope joint like they did before. Mm-mm. So maybe like this, this, this. Something like that. Oh. And then this comes out like this. It doesn't need to go that low. Maybe we could do something like that. Just to create some nice crisscrosses instead of just being like these flat, long. Maybe I'll take this one up. Oh yeah, sometimes it happened to me too. Like sometimes that's why I was thinking it might have been mine that was shuffling, because sometimes you know I'll be listening on my computer or whatever, and then when I go out and I put my headphones in, um it'll be on shuffle or whatever, and then I come back to my computer and it's like on shuffle again. So okay, something like this. So I want it to be wrapped all the way up, right? Like this is wrapped. This maybe even like a couple here. Just it's like duct tape here. Like this is all duct tape, and then this is a wrap. So we'll do that in the color. To think we'll get started out soon. I need to finish the line work on this. Okay, let's drop this. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to double up on some of these lines too, just to get a nice like. I might actually put a line underneath the color, so it kind of shines through just a little bit. So I mean, here I'll show you an example of what I'm thinking of. Like we'll do it with rampant. So like just take this, right? Duplicate it. And then maybe wait, where's the there it is. Okay. Okay, now we gotta stay here. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'd probably put one here. So see how it really like punches that out. I might do one more and then just kind of merge them, right? Herman. The bad thing is if I change the other lines, I gotta kind of go back. Well, I just gotta duplicate that and send it back. Herman, do you mind? Bubba. It's different. It varies on the character, it varies on the project. Right now, like maybe like three line layers, and then like four color layers if it's something a little simpler like this. And yeah, I mean, let me see if I have an example. I don't know. It varies. I'm trying to reduce it as much as possible so I can actually get work done. So I'm thinking like, this might be the maximum I'll go on some of my comic book stuff, as far as color goes. I'm gonna try to get to this point where I'm not doing much more than that in terms of shading, rendering, or whatever. Although I do want to give her a pattern on her like her leggings. All right, let's ink these. But it depends too, and I'm also trying different methods, like with um like when I'm doing, like, you might not be able to see it there, but here's a layer called color, and then here's one called line, and then this is just the color that goes over the line. Let's see, for rampant, right? Before I used to just color the line itself, so I would lock it. It's like, let's say I take this color, so I would just take this. and then just color it right in on top of the line, you know. But this kind of method's a little easier, a little more fun, you know, because I can sit there and just, if I want to change it, if like I'm feeling it's not the right color, I can just go into this layer and just paint bucket it, and it's fine, and it'll retain the properties of the line underneath. So, um, yeah, let's get to the line work again. Okay. What is this thing? Oh, that was her previous arm. All right. Let's just go back into here. I think for the outside we were doing 15, right? Yeah, that seems about right. And it also, like, everything depends on the scale and, you know, how much you could do with something, you know. Because sometimes you can blow something up so big that you can get super detailed with it, too. But this is something I want to be able to at least, like, be able to look good from a distance, or at least work from a distance. All right, we got to do her. There we go. It's about right for her elbow, right? So she's got those quarter sleeves. So we're going to get into this duct tape frenzy. I mean, and the other thing too is, like, a lot of times, like, I like to keep old layers too, just in case. Like, if I want to approach something differently, or if I get another idea, sometimes I want to get a snapshot before I go too far in any certain direction that I can always come back to, even if it's just for, like, reference, because you never know what happens. And I don't know, it's not as, like, storage isn't as bad as it used to be, so it's like not constantly, and same with performance too, not constantly, like, too worried about having to keep layers to a minimum. But it's more just for working, you know. It just makes things a little easier if you kind of keep things to a minimum and organized. But, you know, that doesn't always happen. Herman, get off the table. Come on, off. Off. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Let me see. Um, I'm liking how this hand's turning out. You know, it's kind of like breaking it down and breaking it down and making it less. Because before it was just a little too, like, I don't know. It wasn't very exaggerated as this is, and I still think I can get the same point across with a cleaner look. See, this is why I have to zoom in, because if I'm out too far, like, it gets wobbly. The line gets wobbly, and that's, like, the dilemma here, because I mean, I've had some files that are like 2 to 2.5 gigs, which is huge, you know, but it's like stuff you can, like, print posters off of, and, you know. But these are probably what, I don't even check, like, I don't even check anymore, like, how big files are. And this was seen down here, right? No, it doesn't show anymore. Oh, let's bring this guy in here too before we forget to. Not there though, not there. Let's come back. Where are we at? So I wanna get this grandfather clock guy in there too. So But see, and then I also do stuff like this, like bring in reference. Like if I have textures and stuff like that's where the files really get big, you know, and like my more textured work. Let's see if I have an example where um I know, I'll show you. Like I don't do fan art mostly. Like I don't like drawing on other people's characters unless, you know, it's in an official, like a sanctioned capacity. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to do that, but sometimes I have some old drawings where I'm just kind of trying to just fuck around with, drawing or coloring or trying different things, you know. And a lot of times too, I tend to try to draw stuff that like um somehow is related to me. Like I'll draw turtles because I worked on turtles, whatever. So I mean that's where, but this isn't a huge file yet. I'll show you a huge file in a second. This is gonna be a huge file soon. And this is this Muckman piece. I posted the sketch of it. I did the sketch in 2016, I think, like just after I left Turtles. And I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, I just posted it on Instagram. And that day, like I did all this. Like it's not finished, which I haven't done it, but like later that day, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'm gonna try to color it and clean it up and see what I can do with it. So let me see if I have the drawing here. Yep. So this is the actual drawing, and it's not even like I think I grabbed it off the internet. I don't even think it's a scan. I think whoever I did this for, this guy, I did this for a collector named Rucker, and he posted stuff online, and I just grabbed it and then posted it to Instagram, and I'm like, man, I kind of just want to see what it would be like to take it to color, you know. So this is a character I designed for the show, but this is more of my take on it rather than the official, with all the notes and the guidance from everybody. This I did on break when I first started at Turtles. I wasn't on break, but I was waiting on notes. So I was like, I'm just gonna mess around with art styles and stuff. And I wanted to go like some weird like 70s animated art style. And so like, when I was waiting on notes, I would just pick around on this. Because I wanted to keep going, but I didn't, I didn't want to work on personal work at Nickelodeon. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just play with, their characters, and then when they have something for me to do, because there's also a time when like I got hired a few months before we went episodic, so I was able to do kind of some of like early, like I was designing the rats, I designed like the pigeons, some of the more incidental stuff, not so much of the incidental characters, but some of the like the creatures and stuff before we started kind of getting into more specific mutants and other characters and such. The turtles were already done at that point. They were already rendered and CG and everything. April had just been done being rendered at the show, and then Shredder was about to be, and Splinter was already designed too. So, um, all the other stuff is when we started getting into it. Once we started hitting episodes. But this was fun. I want to finish this and put a proper background to it. I want to do like a park scene. But anyways, I showed them at Turtle. I showed my boss. They liked it, and they put it on a cake for the first after our first year of working. So it was right before it was about to start airing on TV. So it was like right before it started airing. We had ourselves like a little party in like the little lobby of the building. We were like in this. They were called the condos, right? And they're just office spaces. It's pretty small. But thanks. Yeah, and so I just did these for fun, and I don't know. I kind of want to finish it just for the hell of it, you know, just for myself, not to do anything with it. Um, so there's that. This Muckman, same thing with the Muckman pinup. I'm just kind of like, all right, just want to, I don't know. It's like a practice or something. Hey guys, Herman. No, thank you, thank you, Herman. Sit. Um, this right here was something I started coloring earlier. Oh, I know, it's fun. Yeah, that was the second time. The first time was in Chicago when I left for my last day, and they put one of my drawings on a cake there too. So that's a twofer. Um, this was published when I was 16 years old. I did it, and it was published when I was 16 years old. It's my first like published work, and it was for a character called Megaton Man. The book was called Bizarre Heroes, and the creator Don Simpson. I met him at a convention, and then I drew this up overnight, and I gave it to him the next day, and he's like, "Can I put this in the like?" I just wanted to give it to him, like, "Here, take it," and he put it in the book, and he inked it up. Not only did he put it in the book, but he actually inked it, and he's amazing at inking. Like, I don't know if I have. Yeah, here we go. Um, so that's basically, that's the line art there. And I scanned it in like years ago, and I'm like, you know what? I should color that just for the hell of it, just to see what I could do with it. You know, uh, like 28 years later, 29 years like, well, it was 2022, so 28 years later. But it's kind of a work in progress. One of those things too. It's just like, okay, if I got nothing that I can't get into some work or something, or I got time to just mess around or whatever, I'll just open these up. Here's one that I just started too. This I drew in 2005. Yeah, 2005. And so let's see what this art is. If I got, okay. So this is a drawing. It's on paper. But I want to say it was like longer paper, like 8.5 by 14. There's Batman, Superman. It's pencil sketch. Never did anything with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna start coloring this one up too. And so that's kind of how, um, you know, just kind of blocking it out. You know, eventually it's probably gonna look something more like this, which also isn't finished. A bunch of like 98% of my shit is like unfinished. This is a huge file. Okay, this is what we're talking about. This is what got us on this subject. And I'm gonna try to finish the coloring really quick too. Um, see, and I got a pretty beefy computer too. So what size is this? Mm, Damn, I hate what fucking Adobe did with Bridge. Like, I just want some basic information about it. It's giving me like way like crazy ass metadata. Like where does it even show the? It's gonna look it up in like Windows Explorer. Oh god, this fucking sucks. Adobe like butchered Bridge like so bad with their newest version. All right. So this this piece is 5.29 gigabytes. Yeah, it's 5.29 gigabytes. So you want to see layers, and this is before like I don't know. I mean, I've refined my process since. This is a drawing I did in 2007, and I started coloring maybe like 2013, 2014, something like that. When I actually like scanned it in, like I don't even know if I have the original drawing on here. I don't even know where I would find that. It's been so long. Because like, I did it on paper and then I brought it into here and then I cleaned it up on the computer. And I don't even know where that layer is right now. I mean, there's like tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. Like so many pieces to it. But then this one also is built using a lot of textures. So, like by textures I mean like what I would do is like when I used to paint, every time I would start laying down like layers of paint, I would scan the paint so that way I can just cut it up, you know, cut it up and then put it into artwork, So this right here, you know, this is actually a pan that was scanned, and then I was just, messing around with the different levels and stuff. But, I did that with pretty much most of my paintings, and so that's how, I'll get like this type of stuff in here. It's like I'll just cut it up. That's how I'll get like these weird markings. That's like a drawing, like an ink wash drawing I did in high school, and this right here too. I'll show it to you. Man, I'm not even working. I'm just kind of showing you shit. Um, but it's a really bad fucking drawing. But it's like I can, and I'd especially do it too with a lot of like I would have some unfinished paintings too that, maybe I'd do like a live art piece back when I used to do live art, and I would just put, oh, here it is, I found it. Shit. So like I think it's one of these that you could see right here in his little legs here, little joints. But so these were some high school drawings. Yeah, I think, is that it? That could be it. Not there. Not there. Wait, I thought I just saw it. Maybe this. Yeah, I think it might be somewhere up here. Some of this stuff and some of the splatter. But I'll just cut it out and I'll just place it. But oh, nice. That's awesome. Is he starting like a more like a studio art class, like something a little bit more broad, or is it just going straight into ceramics? I don't think I've done ceramics since high school even. I think I bought some tools and I was going to again, but okay, that's awesome. Yeah, like tell them keep it up. Um, so that's how like files get big is when I'm trying to do stuff like that, and I'm trying to get away from like just the more illustration stuff and just do simpler flat color, because this stuff takes me way too long to do, as you could see. Like um not as I'm not as fast. I don't know. I used to like do like a couple hundred pages a year, a full-time job, some commercial illustration jobs, and a monthly strip. And I don't know how I did it. Like, well, I mean, I guess I'm paying that price now. Like no sleep, a lot of stress, um, a lot of late nights, shortcuts where you, and a lot of that work too, I'm kind of embarrassed by though, because it's like I feel like I've never, um, like I didn't get to put the proper, effort into it because I was working a day job. And so, you know, having like two deadlines kind of sucks, with a day job and then a freelance job. And, that's kind of where it began harder, like to do like um, personal pieces, because all my personal stuff was starting to go and get way more complicated and rendered, because I would just layer like layer layer after layer after layer. I would just keep going with it, and then um, now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I need to like scale it back, because everything just takes me way too long these days. And so the one thing like I just hate, to this day, I'm just not a fan of drawing comics as a at least for me, as a day job, as like as a work for hire thing, because it's just too much work, I think, for what's, you know what you get out of it, you know. I mean, a lot of things are, but at least you get the compensation for it, where that doesn't always happen with comics, you know. And It doesn't matter like how high up the chain you go with that stuff. It's like, I was doing work for Dark Horse, and had an all ages book, and unfortunately it just didn't sell. It just didn't do numbers, and you know, and so that kind of affects things. And um, so it's like, I love comics. I want to do comics. That's all I want to do with my life, but I just don't want to do it for hire. In this place where it's just like, okay, I'm constantly like wondering what they want. You know, you got to try to read somebody else's mind in a way sometimes just to figure out, especially if they're not artists. There has to be that type of communication because they have to know what you do, and you have to know what they're talking about for what they want. So, um, there's a lot that goes into it. So that's why I'm kind of just like, okay, if I can just do this stuff for myself, do it for fun, and work on my own characters, not worry about if it's gonna make money, not worry about, because it changes your approach to everything. And then if I got to do that 40 hours a week, well then I should try not to do that the other time. So that's the other reason too why I'm not freelancing right now either. Like, I mean, that's why I'm able to do this right now, is because I'm not freelancing. Like, normally I'd just be like, all right, take off one hat and put on the other. Go from being a designer to a colorist. Okay, we're at 8:22. Shit, gotta get a move on. Oh man, I think I fucked up. I think, what brush should I do this? See, I don't think these lines are thick enough. Fuck me. All right, we'll fake it a little bit. We'll make up for it, just for the sake of getting it done. You know. But the flip side of that too is just everything I've been working on has never seen the light of day because I never finish anything, because I'll work on it and work on it, and try to make things the way I want it to be. So that's where it kind of, where deadline does kind of come in handy, is it does kind of put the fire under your ass to get it done. Also, like, when you're working with other people, it kind of, there's kind of like, well, I have to deliver because they're depending on me. They're trying to get their job done. And that's a lot of pressure too sometimes, especially if you're not feeling it. Like, if you're having one of those days where you're just like, I can't get it out, and then like your art director's eating that too. It's kind of a tricky game to play. And I gotta really get on this time management shit. Yeah, oh yeah, it's like that in animation too. Sometimes we just laugh along with it. I won't give any specific examples, but sometimes you get a funny request and you're just like, all right, then, if that's what you want. No, that looks weird. There we go, something like that. I think we have the basic lineup. I think the other things are gonna have to be like special. So I think we need to keep that rough in for now, just to get these other things, just so we don't forget. But I'm gonna start going into flat. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I will be right back, and then we'll start getting into flatting, and I think we can get some colors in. All right, I will be back. Give me a second. All right. So let's get into some flats for the last half hour. Okay. Man, yeah. Okay, let's just kill this rough right now. All right. This is the exact reason right here why I wanted a Cintiq is to be able to do this lasso with a pen instead of with a mouse. It's like, oh my god, I can actually just go in there and inside the line, just kind of run it through. Okay, no. Shouldn't even be using that one. All right. Here, we'll just take it to here for now and then fill it in. Not like that. There we go. So, okay. Nope. All right, there we go. But then the hard part is like breaking all this down, like figuring out like, okay, like what is what color, you know? Oh shit, I didn't finish the bandages there. Did I do them? I'll flatten first and then I'll figure it out. I still need to put in that order for my own t-shirts. I keep thinking about that. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do that. Maybe I'll do it once we get rampant up, and then maybe I'll order a rampant hoodie for myself, and then some of the other shirts. I need more clothes anyways. It's been a while. There we go. Yep. Cool. It's still hard not to like get other people's voices out, like art directors and other, um, superiors maybe or supervisors or maybe even people online and you're like, oh man, I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this wrong because they said this or they said it's like, no, dude, unfuck unfuck myself. Unfuck myself. I don't have to follow those rules. I do when I'm on the job. I'm just gonna go back to the lasso. I'm coloring like a child right now. I'm like trying to stay in the lines. Not that. Color also makes you like have to make decisions too, because like if it was just black and white, like um, you can kind of just with your imagination be like, okay, that's hair. But like when you do it in color, it's like, okay, it's a little trickier because now you're like, okay, well, where does it go? Like, what's the direction and what's the shape of that? I wonder like if I haven't worked yet. No, I did actually. I worked on a CG show. I worked on Dragons, but I was freelance. I didn't work in house on that one. Like the latest Dragon series from DreamWorks. I did some freelance work for them in like 2019 and 2020, and that was CG. But I was working on dragons and not humans. But anyways, like when I was working on turtles, it's like we just did not have a hair budget, So like all the hair had to be very like we had to be strategic about it and figure out how to we had to be strategic about a lot of that stuff. Also like with joints as well, you know. Um Kind of have to work with what you have and try to, do the best to make it convincing in those, within those parameters. But like the hair was hard, man, because it's basically like this plastic helmet, It just had to be like this. It's like if you took a molded piece of plastic or whatever and molded it for the hair, and then that's it. So you couldn't really do strands, you know. It's hard to get like expressive in certain sorts of ways when you don't have that the advantage of hair, you know. But I wonder if that, I mean, for film they could, but film's got a huge budget. It's so expensive to do that, Like you compare what they're doing. Yeah, it's like Lego hair pretty much. And so you had to make it, I don't know, work with the character. And I mean, it would have been cool if we were able to do like actual like hair. I think we could do fur though, but I think that just has to do more with like plugins and scripts, um, rather than like having to like process and animate like all that hair and all those. So I mean, I guess the best way to like treat something like that is you try to imagine it more as if it's a toy rather than a human or an actual living being. Um, and just kind of try to design with that in mind. But same with like the joints, like elbows would kind of like if you ever folded a straw in half and you get that little like bend, that's what happened with a lot of the joints too. It's like a lot of that stuff is just, you know, this was already like this was 2011. Yeah, this is 2011. So 10 years later, hopefully it's it's much easier for the TV people. But then there hasn't been a whole lot of CG in television either. Not like there was back then. There's a lot more 2D. And some of it looks good and some of it looks like terrible. But I chalk that up to like wanting to take, the budget taking too many shortcuts, you know, especially when it comes to like puppeting, you know, instead of like hand drawing animation. So is this? Oh, it's Wes. I haven't seen Wes in a minute, but like I still owe him a drawing too. But like I've been just checked out of that stuff too. I'm coming back to everything. But anyways, he's an amazing singer. Last time I saw him, me and him were just chopping it up over. What was that place called? Carson's, I think. It was a chicken place in Chicago. It was dope. It's great when like friends do amazing shit. That looks weird to me. Mm-mm. We'll just start here for now. Figure out color schemes in a minute. I'm just trying to break things out. I know like this could be like it's gonna be like gauze. Herman, what's the matter, dude? Yeah. Oh, that may be part of her arms too, right? Oh, I wanted to undo that. Maybe one should be a. That should be red. Right, maybe a little darker red. Oh, that's one of my favorite Maker songs. What's up, buddy? Yeah, let's make it colder. Maybe like that. No, we gotta go maybe. Hmm. Something along those lines. All right, here's where it's gonna start getting fun. All right, because we're gonna start doing this really quick. Nah, I think it needs a little bit of a tighter line for it to read. As much as it'd be fun to do like a little textured brush on it, I think it just kind of get lost. Sorry, I'm just like kind of getting into the into the zone. Um, right, and then we can do something like, is it? Okay, that should be up on top. This one I think we can get a little texture on. This could be fun because it's bigger. Trying to find the right shape though, like that. Mm. Hey, Herms. Hang on. Uh-oh. Drop it. Oh boy. Here's our status. It was a little beat up earlier, but he's talking. It still bounces kinda. Drop it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Drop it. Drop it. Nah. He's like, nah. I was thinking of streaming from my iPad today. Maybe not today, but one of these days I gotta get out of the house. So I'm gonna I can stream from my iPad. The only thing is it doesn't really have this nice like overlay setup. It's just basically a screen and a microphone. Um but I mean, for doing stuff on iPad it works. But I don't think I want to stream today. I think I just want to get out, do some creative work out of the house. Ugh. Get to bed by a decent time. Oh wait. You know, it'd be cool, kind of like first Star Wars colors in a way. Some like white, off whites, and like reds, browns, and oranges. Maybe I don't know. I was thinking of going like maybe like purples and blacks, but like I don't know. She's kind of like in this more electric field or whatever. I should do something a little different with her. Maybe this will work. Oh, nope, not there. Yeah, something like that. Bang. I think I need to do something with that t-shirt skull though. Let me see if actually I was thinking about like what if I made that one kind of a bluer. But then that rough is also in the way, so I don't even think I need it anymore, do I? No. Because this skull looks like... Maybe that could be... No, that's not what I meant. Maybe I should go like... It's a little different. And then maybe, this stuff. Let's go a little darker with. I kind of want to push it a little more into the orange side. Yeah, something like that. I'll figure it out a little more. And then I should probably clean it up too, just so it's a little more readable. And I should put like a little... No. Nope, that's not what I want. Shit. Okay, cool. Maybe put a little bit, one of these. And then maybe over here too. Even though like skeleton nose is more like an upside down heart. I think this is a little funnier. Like I can make this look a little bit more like lips too. Cool. Something like that. Nah. Nah. That looks kind of funny. But nah, I think I kind of leave it as is for now. I don't know. I'll mess with it later. What do I do these horns? Like I'm thinking the horns could be dark. Actually. Hey buddy. Hang on. I got a few minutes left. So no finalizing a rampant today probably. But he's not that far, so I'll start with that tomorrow. And we'll get him on a hoodie tomorrow. And then we'll finish her up tomorrow too, and then start probably maybe next week start kind of just sketching out like these guys. Especially this guy because he's gonna be, I think he should be next in the roster. But he's gonna need a redesign. That's MC Pear Apple Banana. But he's not really much of a rapper. He's more like an MC. Like he hosts open mic night. He hosts the comedy stuff. So he's like MC that way. Not so much like he's a rapper. Rampant. Is a rapper, is not a rapper, I don't know. Yes. And we're gonna size him up. We're gonna multiply that. Kind of get an approximation. I mean, these all, I think they all live in the same world, just in different parts of the country. So maybe he'll be there, but I'll tweak him some more. Put him over here. Fuck it. Just trying to find somewhere he's not in the way. But whatever. I might redesign this guy. I don't know how I'm feeling about the owner of the building, but he might go a whole new take. But I do want to keep Skunk Mullet. Maybe he'll be afterwards too. Maybe he'll be the next. Hey Herman, I see you staring at me, buddy. I'm sorry. Herman's just staring at me patiently, waiting for me to throw his ball. Or what is left of it. I think he's just giving up on me right now. Yeah, and then like he should be a little bit bigger than Rampant, I think, but not too big. I think he likes to push Rampant around, and Rampant's just too cool for him. He's like, fuck you, man. And they can actually say fuck off if I wanted to, because it's my shit. So this can be kind of like an all ages property, but like, a few like curse words thrown in here and there for flavor, for character. Oh man. And all he is literally a person made up of an apple, a pear, and a banana. Like you take away the glasses, there's nothing, right? Okay, so we got them guys, them guys. Let's see these front horns, or let's finish these horns here, and then get out of here. I'm gonna get out of the house for a minute, because it's been a busy couple of weeks. And running errands doesn't count for getting out of the house. Or walking the dogs doesn't count for getting out of the house. Especially when it's raining and you're just like, all right, go, hurry up, let's get back inside. No leisurely strolls in this shit. I think there's another storm coming too. I'm not sure, but today was a nice day. I was like, that's kind of probably partially why I'm in a better mood too. It's just like, oh my god, it's fucking nice outside, and it's dry, and the sun was out, and people were out. And some people were at the park, even though it's probably still soggy and shit. Right here, I'm just finishing blocking them in. We can quibble over colors later and color schemes later. Just gonna try to get this stuff done. All right, on this here. Oh shit! Doesn't need any. So this is what album is this? Is this one of Maker's album or is this their? Oh no, it's Quell and Maker. Okay, so this is Quell. Quell's the rapper, Maker's the producer, and they've teamed up for a few albums, and this is actually on one of them. I didn't know if this is because they have also collaborated on a ton of other shit too. That's not the Quell and Maker, albums or whatever. Um, but they make a good team, man. They're dope. I actually took them around when they were here in LA, like all together. I took them to the Turtle Studio, and they got to wander around the Turtle Studio. It's like a bunch of rap dudes like fucking hanging out in a cartoon animation studio. And this is before it was like everybody was all like, "Oh, I love hip hop. I love hip hop. I love rap." Like every animation studio now you'll walk into, everybody's like into rap and everybody's into, but they were still listening to like They Might Be Giants and shit, that type of nerd shit. No diss against them, but All right. And I just ended on not dissing They Might Be Giants. All right, good night. I'm gonna see you later. I'm hungry. I'm gonna just cool off for the rest of the night, and I hope you do the same. So, see ya.